Hi, all you SPMEs out there. Today's question has 3 answers, and you're going to want to stick around because the third answer is going to tell you the one secret you need to know in how to break through your creativity block. So let's get into it. The question that was sent to me today was, it's more of a problem, but it was lacking creativity to self-publish. Now, this can be a very common problem that many people experience as an author when you're getting started, and even experienced authors also experience this exact problem. Because what happens is you want to get a book out onto the market. You're trying to self-publish a book, but then as you start to write it, everything seems so clear and you're flowing, and then suddenly, for whatever reason, maybe stress or some sort of a block of some sort of writer's block, you feel all the creativity is gone, and it's like pulling teeth at this point, trying to get your book onto the market. And so you're trying to get that last little bit done. Or maybe you're on the production side and you're not feeling very creative when it comes to the formatting and getting the cover and all of these things in place. And so there's a lot of the artistic side that can become a barrier. One is the technical side, but in this case, it would be more of the artistic side that prevents you from getting your book onto the market. And maybe perhaps you have that exact sensation. This is what we're going to talk about in today's video. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. Click the subscribe button if you'd like for me to make more videos like this. That tells me that this is useful for you and for other authors who are trying to get their books onto the market but are not sure how to go about doing that. And check out below in the description, you will find my absolutely free self-publishing checklist to make sure that you are not skipping any of the important steps necessary to get your book onto the market and selling. So let's get into it. When I first got started, I wanted to publish my very first book, but the problem was I wasn't sure if I was able to come up with enough ideas to actually fill an entire book. I had a very good idea of what the book would be about. In this case, it was about achieving your goals, which is a lot of what this channel is exactly about, helping you reach your goals. And as I was moving along, I was like, well, what if I don't have enough ideas? And every now and then I would hit a point where the creativity level started to drop a bit. And then I was like, what am I supposed to do in that scenario? And what if I started and never finished the book? I had told people I was going to do this book, and here I would be failing and making a fool out of myself, not actually completing the project. And you would be surprised. I have tons of students in this category who've been working for a very long time, editing and revising and talking about marketing and all sorts of stuff, and never getting their first book onto the market. And so you can have a creative block or a technical block, or I just need things to be perfect, perfectionism block. There's lots of blocks, but the creativity one can be very difficult when we're trying to do something as creative as writing a book and self-publishing it. So I realized this could be very bad. But then I had days where I just completely lacked motivation. I couldn't get myself to do anything. I wasn't writing any words at all during those days. But I did find, though, that by staying in touch in a community of other authors and people who were talking about what it was I was trying to achieve, for example, even just watching a YouTube channel like this one, it helps to build in your mind the idea that you're going to make progress. And hopefully we motivate you to actually take those steps. And if you look in the comments, you'll see I regularly go back and forth with different students of mine, as well as possible future students who would be interested in going further with that in terms of knowing what to do. So if you need help, just let me know. But in addition, staying in touch with other authors, it helped motivate me and keep the creative juices flowing. And as a result, I finally got my book out by just pushing through the pain and finding that as we break through those creative barriers, we're able to then get back into the flow where suddenly things go easy and we're able to get the book done in time, or at least in time, not necessarily as fast as we might have wanted to, but at least done at some point. So that is a very important point that you're not going to want to forget about. So lacking creativity to self-publish? If yes, if you are experiencing this problem, then one option is to read a lot more books. This really helps because seeing what other people are writing, it gets our juices flowing. It keeps us interested in the topic that we're writing on and gives us new, fresh ideas. Now, we're not saying we would use their exact ideas, but just reading keeps the parts of our brain that also create active, meaning that we're able to come up with new ideas and concepts that are going to be important for our readers. They're going to want to read this stuff, and we're going to be able to put it and produce it down onto paper. Put that right down onto the paper and get those books self-published. Number 2, take a break. If you're getting burnt out and losing your focus and just simply feel hopeless, you're going to lose your creativity. Nobody's creative when you feel burnt out. That is the worst time to write, and the quality of your writing will also suffer. So this is something you definitely need to take very seriously. So take a break. Give yourself rewards for even the smallest progress that you make on your book when you're trying to self-publish. As you go through the different phases, or even when you get 1,000 words written, you need to reward yourself and you need to take breaks so that we're able to keep the motivation up. But let me get to the power answer of the day, the secret answer of the day, our third answer for lacking creativity to self-publish. It is that you need to make sure you always keep your why in focus. That's the first part of it. And that is that you know why you're trying to do it in the first place. If you forget why you're doing something, it becomes a lot more difficult to stay motivated to continue doing it. So that's something you need to keep track of. And secondly is you need to keep pushing every day. I know you hit these blocks where you feel, oh, I don't have no creativity, I can't focus at all. But if you can just 5 minutes a day, and that's what I found. I hired a accountability coach to hold me accountable to make progress at 5 minutes a day. So no matter what you have, you should have at least that time available. And the rule is when the 5 minutes are up, if you still feel motivated, keep going. And if you feel completely demotivated, zero creativity, then you're done for the day. Put it aside and come back the next day. But whatever you do, do not go a 0 day. When I say you need to take breaks on the tip number 2, it does not mean you take a week off. Do not take time off. You will lose your focus completely. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, just take a month off or 3 months or a year or 2, and I'm sure you'll get back to it. The answer is no. You put it into the later bag and you will never get around to it later. It'll always be there stuck in that sack. So this is something that you're definitely going to want to pay attention to and make sure you do not fall for that particular trap. So 5 minutes a day, even if it's terrible what you're writing, it's okay. 5 minutes is what you need to be doing every single day, and keeping your why in focus. Why are you doing this? And by holding these two in tension, you see, holding these two together, we're able to slowly move through these creativity breaks that we experience from time to time. So, do you feel a lack of creativity? If yes, write yes below in the comments. And if no, write no, because that will help me know if this content is working or is hitting something that is sensitive for you. And check above me here for more video answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.